You're watching Voice of the Heroes. You're watching Voice of the Heroes. You're watching Voice of the Heroes.
You're watching Voice of the Heroes.
That's all I got.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the one and only one, Fleetboy Jetson, with my guy, Hidden Rose, and you're listening to or watching the #1 anime podcast in the world. And if you're tuning in for the first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you can be notified for more interviews and discussions from your favorite heroes and villains across the multiverse. And joining us today, we have a very special guest. He is the A-Tail Chinchuriki. He is the best rapping shinobi in the world, and he is the voice of Killer Bee from the Naruto anime series. Let's give a big warm welcome to Catero Colbert. Welcome, my brother.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Great to be here.
Well, welcome. We're gonna get straight into it. What was you doing before acting, and what inspired you to be an actor?
I wasn't doing much before acting. I started acting when I was like 6 or 7 years old. So yeah, I started early. I was a kid actor. My mother was an actress and my father was a musician. So I grew up around entertainers and artists, and I was a precocious kid, and my mom was like, you gotta, make some money with that, or you take that outside. So I was like, I think I'll make some money. And I did like plays, I did on-camera commercials, and I did voiceover commercials. And that's
what was your first gig as a kid?
Oh man, I think it was a Kraft commercial. Yeah, the earliest thing I can remember is a Kraft vocal commercial. Yeah.
What do you think came more natural, acting or music?
I don't know, man. I think they both come naturally to me, but the one that's easier for me is music because I sort of grew up around musicians, and I go to the studio with my dad, and he would be like, go in the other room, and I would get on like the keyboard, or they used to have like organs. They used to have like instruments in studios back in the day. It wasn't just like keyboards and stuff. They would have like drums and basses and all kind of stuff set up. So music.
Let's talk a little more about your music. Let's talk about, things that you're into as far as, your band and your songs and things like that. Because we had a chance, Rose actually got a chance to look at some of your music. So what's the name of your band, and do you have any music out right now?
Yeah, the band's name is Alain Zane, ALAINZANE. And on Spinside Records, we dropped an album last year. It's called Right Before Your Eyes. And the single, the video's on YouTube, is called One of a Kind. It's like WNOVAKINE.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that you were actually a music artist from the time that we spoke to you. So I was like, wow, this is actually pretty amazing, because I went back and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and check out some of your stuff, So I saw you had a really big hit back in the 90s, something I cannot have.
2000.
Oh yeah, 2000.
Yeah. It was on Quincy Jones's last album. It was Quincy Jones featuring me, and it was a single called Something I Cannot Have. I've been doing music since I was a kid. So yeah. Yeah.
Man, my boy say you really sound like Mike, man.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, man, this sound like Mike a little bit, but it was like, I was like, man, I was really impressed, which is crazy because for me and Flea, we come to know you as like a rapper from the Naruto series,
Right on. Yeah.
So I was like, oh man, like he does this for real. So like, I kind of have like, I want to know why, or not why, but like, how did you incorporate like that musical background into the character Killer Bee? Because I know like he has his like whole thing, right? So like, how did I prepare you for that?
So I think maybe, just innately, there's a lot of people who are in voice acting who were singers, because you have a familiarity with being in front of a microphone and using your voice in like a powerful way. I think it might be almost like a overpower, like an advantage, because instead of like regular vocal cords, you got big powerful ones. And then for Killer Bee, it was like, so Killer Bee is based on Wu-Tang, right? I forgot the writer of Naruto's name. It's gonna kill me. I don't know how to say it.
Kizumoto.
Yes, Kizimoto. He was pulling off a Wu-Tang Clan, who was pulling off a, you know, old school 70s and 80s like Shaolin versus Ninja, you know, 36 Chambers and stuff like that. So it was like he was pulling off of that. And then I was like, I know hip hop, I know music. So as soon as they were like, so this is like Wu-Tang, I was like, Wu-Tang, Killer Bees on the set. And then so Killer Bee sort of came out of that. Like I knew what to do. I felt like when I got the opportunity to BB.
Yeah. Yeah. So like which is crazy because you know I'm listening to something I cannot have in your other music, No Pain and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, you know what? Let me go and check out the Naruto Generations rap and kind of compare the two because I was like, man, this is like a crazy contrast, but it shows your range. So like,
right.
Can you break down like when you were in the studio and they were asking like, hey, we got this like for the video game, right? We got this like little cut scene where
know my name, know my game, know my fame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So woo, that was like well, with any Killer Bee raps, it would be like this. So Viz wants to stay true to the sub, and the sub is trying to stay true to the manga, but it doesn't always translate because it's coming from another language. So we would like get the scripts, me and Mary McGlynn, who is the director of most of the all of the early Naruto and most Naruto and most of the Naruto I was in, and she'd be like, okay, here's what we got, and I'd be like, man, I don't know if I could say that. And let me put this flavor on this and like say this like this. And like, cause when they was like that, yeah, I was like, oh man, that's like some new genre. I was like, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would take, it's like, I would say it's like 80% what they originally had. And then we would like massage 20% of it.
Okay, so did you have a little bit of a hand in writing it as well? Like, okay, let me just this rhymes with this, and
right, yeah. It's not really writing it. I would take what they would give me, and I would make it like hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would make it B because Killer Bee was coming through the filter of Catero. So yeah, but I would really try to stay faithful because there's a lot of people who are like, "Yo, this was in the manga. You can't say it like this," and the dub was like that. So yeah,
right.
About 80-20.
True indeed. Speaking of Killer Bee, there's a lot of talk about how Black people are represented in anime, and in these conversations, Killer Bee is like consistently mentioned. Do you feel like your character was portrayed in a harmful, stereotypical manner?
No, not at all. You know, I think the great thing about Killer Bee is that he's an African American character who had his own arc. You know what I'm saying? Like when Killer Bee came on, he was like gregarious and kicking butt and acting crazy and messing with his brother. But then you got to see a full circle change in him when he was teaching Naruto how to master his chakra, you know, in the temple. It was like that's where you knew that there was something deeper about Killer Bee. He just wasn't crazy, you know, he just wasn't wild. He had like something special inside him. He was the only one who knew how to make friends instead of taming a Jinchuriki, so that he could teach Naruto how to master his chakra so that he could save the world.
Yeah, I do feel like Killer Bee took on more of a mentorship role to Naruto after Jiraiya.
Rest in peace, Jiraiya. Rest in peace, Jiraiya.
Yeah, of course, the GOAT. Now, also, do you think it's important that there's more Black heroes represented in anime? And if so, how will we be able to bring that to light? And do you support that idea?
I support that idea 100%, you know, because when I was a little kid, there weren't like too many. There would be like one dude. If it was like G.I. Joe, there was like, you know, what was that dude's name? Roadblock. Or, you know, Thundercats, there was like Panthro, and there was always just like one Black character. So it'd be great to see a show that that's a hit, because I did a show called Cannon Busters that was on Netflix, which is actually the first anime created fully by an African American, but only got one season. But it'd be great to see a show that was like a hit, that took off, that had a lot of, you know, folks that look like us in it. I think that would be cool because you know, when I was a kid, being into this stuff, like being a nerd and being into nerd and anime, it was like you had to keep that on the low. You know, you couldn't
Right,
be,
right.
it was like, you know, you got that DVD, you got that, let me see that DVD. But now it's like it's out and it's in the world. And yeah, I think this generation is ready for some African American based anime or anything. You know, I'd like to see some Fijians in anime or some Native Americans in anime, just some stuff that we haven't really seen that much of. It would be dope because we all love it. And it's great to see yourself reflected in the art form that you
Right.
enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Miles Morales did a great job of leading the way into that generation. Speaking about Marvel and DC, which one do you prefer? DC or Marvel?
Marvel, you know, I'm a Marvel dude. Although I love DC, I got, you know, stacks of comics here. I really like Marvel because of how they portray the heroes. You know, DC is more of like superheroes
Like
where,
godlike, whereas
yeah,
like Marvel's more grounded.
they were people, you know,
Yeah.
and it wasn't really about their powers as much as it was about their social emotional interactions with each other, especially X-Men, which was my favorite comic as a kid. I also like What Ifs, but yeah, X-Men, because it was like I was like, oh, I see why, you know, they got a love triangle. It's Scott and Jean Grey and Wolverine, and you know, it's like that.
Yeah.
It was the drama that was within the comic. Not the battles were great, but it was also the stuff that was going on within it.
Hey, the new trailer for X-Men 97 just came out today.
Just dropped today, yo. It
Yeah,
looks
did
good,
you see
man.
it?
It looks really, yeah. What do you mean? Did I see it? Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I saw it, and then I watched like people analyze it online, and yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
If you was to play a character in the Marvel universe, which character would you want to play?
Ooh, man, in the Marvel universe, wow.
Because we know you played one in DC. We're gonna talk about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
next.
yeah. If I could play any, wow, I don't know, man. The live action or voiceover?
Let's do both.
Okay.
Let's do live action first.
Live action, man. I'd love to play a Marvel villain, but it's like who has not gotten the shine that they deserve, man.
Annihilation,
But,
Doom.
oh man, but I think there's rumors that Cillian Murphy's gonna play Doom, and I think that he would murder Doom, man. Yeah, if they do Doom right, man, they did him wrong.
Yeah, they did him
And
wrong. I
fuck, they
think they're
did him
gonna do
wrong.
him right because of Secret Wars. So I think
Right.
we're gonna get God Emperor Doom. I think we might get that.
I don't know, man. If I, if I'd love to slide in as Kang. Sorry, Jonathan Majors, you dope, man. But you know, the position is open. I'd love to do that.
I'll
Man.
let your boy.
Yeah, holla at your boy, Marvel. Feige, right here.
And now, we could say like a What If series or the animated version, or if you could incorporate yourself in X-Men 97 or another franchise, what character would you like to do?
Oh man, I love what is his name? Is it Gladiator? The dude with the purple dude
With the Mohawk?
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
his
that's
name Gladiator?
Gladiator.
Yeah, Gladiator or Corsair. I love those comics when I was a kid, man. What was the name of that group? They were the Cosmic Pirates. Yeah, it was Corsair and then
The Galactic Empire, I think, or something like that. They was part of.
Shiara or something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
Gladiator.
there you go. There you go.
Because if they bought Gladiator, he's like the most. He would have, you know, he would be able to fight Captain Marvel, I think.
Like if you could bring any power that you've seen across, the different anime, comics, things like that, like which one would you want to have like in your personal life right now?
Okay. I like the BAMF. I like, Nightcrawler being able to just go anywhere.
Yeah.
That would be
That's convenient.
Right, yeah.
Hey, I got a show here.
Boom. I want to go have lunch in Italy. Bang. As long as I can see it. Yeah, that'd be dope. And always Professor X with the not telekinesis. Yeah, telekinesis, yeah. No, that's what is it?
A telepath.
Telepathy.
Telepathy,
Telekinesis
yeah.
is movement. Yeah.
So let's talk
Yeah.
about DC now. Let's talk
Okay.
about Superman and the Elite, because that definitely was my gateway into the DC animated universe. And since
Yeah.
then, their library has been stacked with hits.
So
So
good,
let's talk
man.
about
Yeah.
how you got into that and your character in that as well.
Okay, co-cast from the Elites. Like Superman versus the Elites is one of my favorite experiences as a voice actor, because when I was a kid, I used to watch like Super Friends, and I'd be like, man, I want to be Superman. I want to be Green Lantern. So when I don't know how much you know about the process of creating one of these one-off
Oh, no, we don't.
cartoons. Okay, so what happens is you go in for your first session or two, and it's just you. They got nothing. It's just like they give you an iPad. It's got all your lines on, and you do them a couple times, and then they go away for like 8 to 12 months, maybe sometimes longer, depending on how long the film is, and then they come back. And so these are like what they call sweetening, and it's like when they do in the big superhero movies, reshoots. So they want to
Reshoots,
like
yeah.
they want to like change something or change the ending or add stuff. So what you see now, you see the screen, and it's like part of it is done, and I'm looking at it, and I'm watching my voice come out of a character that's fighting and at first beating up Superman. And it was like one of those God shot universe, moments where I was super grateful, because that's what I wanted. That's why I sat in front of the TV and wanted. It was a very powerful day for me. I called my dad. I think I cried that day. It was awesome.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Now, going forward, are there any upcoming or ongoing series you would like to be a part of that will be like, all right, let's do it. I'm here now.
All of them, man. I would like to be able to give, because one of my heroes is Phil Lamar, dude. I got to meet him last year at a Comic-Con. He was super dope, super humble. I was like, yo, man, I just want to be like you, bro. He's been John Jump. Wait, no, who is he? He was Green Lantern. He was a Jedi. He's on Futurama. So I would just like to be wherever I can, man. I would love to do more DC. I would love to do some Marvel stuff. Get down. They got 2 more seasons of One Piece. If I could, I'll be like, hey, I'm over here, or whatever. I'll just be like the dude in the background or whatever. Yeah.
Rose.
Cool. Getting into it, just talking about, that amazing experience that you had with, the Superman acting, and then also, your aspiring goals.
Mhm.
I want to know, like, what is like the most fulfilling, or like, I guess, your favorite aspect to being a voice actor?
Oh man, I'll tell you, this is it, because it's going to cons and meeting fans or doing stuff like this, because when you're a voice actor, it's just you in the room, and you might have like the director, an engineer, and maybe somebody else, and you don't know if it's hitting, like if it's like sticking.
Right.
And the greatest thing is to see somebody and they go, yo, man, every day I would watch Naruto and Killer Bee. He got me through this, and the fool, you fool. And I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Because it sort of happened when so it had a lot of success with Killer Bee, and then I got the part as a Witsune Maya on Bleach, Thousand Years Blood War, and I did my sessions, and I was like, man, so I don't know if they're gonna like it. I was really nervous. I was like, and like a scene got leaked on the Twitter or something, and everybody was like, yo, that sounds tight. That's the perfect voice. That's awesome. And so it's like to get that, because we're not like the actors that are on the stage where you immediately get the applause.
Right.
It's meeting folks that really appreciate your work, man, because you get to play a small part in these big worlds, and just to be a part of that wave for me is awesome.
Was there a
Right.
certain fan that approached you that you still remember to this day that, like, man, they really love me?
No, man, it's just all the fans. Everybody, especially Naruto fans. It's a nation, dude. and they give mad love, and they're like, they got more knowledge of like the episodes than me. Like, yo, when this happened, I was like, hold on, 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 hold on. I don't remember that, man. I'm literally done, you know, like 80, 90 episodes. I don't know about that one. But yeah, they know them chapter and verse.
You also play a couple of other characters in Naruto, right? Can
Yes.
you explain how that process went? Like, did they call you for another role? Like, hey, we need you to do this?
Yeah,
Because
they're like, yo, we want you to play Dauri. There was another actor who did Dauri, uh, and for some reason, maybe he got another job, but it didn't work out, and they were like, well, let's try you on this, and they were like, he's a jerk. I was like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Oh, man.
And you know, Dauri again had a dope. OG Banks is the original actor. Dauri had a good arc, man, because he's now the Raikage. He was kind of a jerk in Shippuden, but now he's like the big
The head
boss.
honcho.
Yeah.
so now they got you as Killer Bee and Darui in the Boruto series.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
hiatus right now. Can you tell us if you're going back filming anytime soon or?
I don't know. All I know is that they are doing the Sasuke arc from the manga, so it should be really dope.
All right. Speaking of actor playing Darui before, Killer Bee had an actor previous to you, right?
Yeah,
Why
man. It
was he
was
let go?
Reno Wilson, really cool dude. I met him once. He got a sitcom. I forgot what, I think it's Mike and Mallory or something like that. And they take a lot of your time. You know, on Monday you do table read. On Tuesday you do like soft blocking, and then it's blocking, and then you do something, then they shoot their show on Friday. So it takes a lot of your time. That's like a job for an actor. And so he didn't have a bunch of time. He had done like 1 or 2 episodes, and this is back in the Toonami days. So Viz was like, well, we need to send it to Cartoon Network. So he's fired. And they did what's called a down and dirty audition, which means they brought like 4 or 5 dudes in, and they were like, whoever is going to play Killer Bee gets the job of Killer Bee today, and you're going to start today. So I was just the dude that was lucky enough on that day to guess how Killer Bee should sound. And cut to 10 years later, I'm still here.
Are you in a room with like everyone else that was auditioning?
No. I mean, I was in the waiting room, but they would bring, you know, the
One at a
dudes
time.
one at a time.
Was
Yeah.
there any familiar people in there that you remember to this day?
Oh man, I don't even remember who was in that room. Because I was like, when I get in my zone, man, I'm like focused.
Yeah,
Locked
you
in.
zoned out. I
Yeah,
respect
yeah.
it.
Because for some people, the waiting room could be like a hit, like look at this dude, or and you know me, I'm like, all right, here's what I got to do. This is boom, and then okay, I got the script, I got what he's looking, I got what he looks like, and they showed us a little bit of the dub. I'm sorry, the sub.
Just going off of that, you know, when you do like a lot of different, like, so you mentioned Bleach, Blood War, obviously Superman, and then of course Killer Bee.
Yeah.
So out of all of the voice acting that you've done, is there like a particular line that sticks out to you, or you know, a scene that you done?
Always fool you fool. That's like my catchphrase, you know.
Yeah.
It's how many chances do you get to have a catchphrase that people love? Like I'll go out, and I met somebody who's like, this lady was like, my husband always says fool you fool to me, or somebody like my dad says fool you fool to me. So fool you fool, and having a catchphrase is really dope, man. Somebody asked me once, do you get tired of saying that all the time? And I was like, no.
Heck no.
I was like, I have a catchphrase. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty. How long have you been playing Killer Bee? And is there any other lines that resonate with Killer Bee that resonates with you in IRL, like in real life?
Yeah, okay. I've been doing, I think my first session of Killer Bee was 10 years ago. Naruto's been going on for 19 years. And I think, yeah, because I came in at like episode 212. My favorite Killer Bee line is listen to the flow of my soul, because that's the essence of who he is. He's got soul.
Yeah.
It's deeper, you know. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, now we ask this question to everybody that joins the show. But before we do, we want to get into your acting a little bit because you also acted in numerous roles. One of them that I seen was gang related.
Yeah,
Tupac's actual last movie. Did you
I
get
was
a
in
chance
Parkville.
to meet him, or you have any?
Yes, I have a great Tupac story. You want to hear my Tupac story?
Of
Yeah,
course,
Tupac
that's why we
story?
asked.
Oh,
Okay.
bet.
Sure. So I was a kid. I think I was like 18 or something when I did gang related, and so I got the job, and it was just a Jim Belushi movie when I auditioned. And so I go to the table read at Disney in Burbank, and it's this cool building, and they got like the Happy and Sleepy, the seven dwarfs holding up the building as pillars. So I drive in there, I get in, and I look at the names on the sheet, and I was like, does that say Tupac Shakur? What? And I was freaking out. And he walks in, sure enough, he walks in, sits down, we do the table read. And I was like, bet. Now I'm really hyped to do this movie. So that was the first day. The second day, the first day that I did a scene, because this one scene is broken into two parts. I was a musician and I made beats. And this is prior to smartphones, man. So I was like, I'm gonna get Tupac some beats, man. And so I took my like my little CD player, and I had my beats on the CD. And I got there, I did my first little acting bit, and I saw him, and I was like, yo, Tupac, I make beats. Looked at me and he was like, we straight at Death Row. And then he turned and he walked away. And I was like, how about that? Boom, chin hit the floor. But it was still Tupac. So I was like, dang, I got this by Tupac. It's all good. Second day was the day that we did the scene. It's him and Jim Belushi. They tried to pin a murder on me. And I was like, hot. I was like, I'm gonna give Pockets here. I'm gonna give fire. I'm bringing it. And yeah, at the end, he was like, yo, dude, you were tight. You were dope. And that was it. They finished the movie. And I think 7 days later, he got shot. And about a week after that, he passed away. Now, I heard an interview that he gave where he said, yo, anybody who I was rude to or curt with, I want to apologize to you because people are out to get me and I don't know who's who. And that really hit me, man, because as a kid, he was just like this adult who was like big Hollywood star and, the biggest rapper in the world. But as an adult, man, I was like, dang, I felt bad for that young man who was like in that situation. And it sort of it evolved it for me. Yeah.
Interesting. If we could, speaking of greatest rappers in the world, if you could name your top 5, dead or alive,
Yeah.
who would it be? Top 5, dead or alive.
Okay, man, I got like 7 because everybody always leaves Busta Rhymes off, and Busta Rhymes is one of the most underrated rappers, period. But I'm gonna go with Pac. I'm gonna go with Biggie. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Nas. I'm gonna go with Rakim, and then I gotta throw some West Coast in. I go with Cube. But then West Coast, it's like, but I got like 7. It's always E40 is so underrated. I mean, he's recognized, but he's underrated. And then Buster, and then yeah, Eminem got spits fire. But then
also, I was watching. I don't mean to cut you off, right? But I was watching a podcast. Big shout out to, I think it's called Impound Comics.
Oh yeah.
Shout them out. I was watching the podcast, and you mentioned your son in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And I was wondering, is your son into anime, or did he watch
Yes.
and be like, yo, Dad, that's you? Like, you ever got a moment like that?
He's watched all of Naruto. He's watched all of One Piece. Like, he turns me on to animes. He's like, you got to watch Vinland Saga. He's like, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. But he plays it cool. He's like, yeah. I seen.
You did your thing. You did your thing.
Yeah, it's good, Dad. It's good. But he's an anime head, yeah, for sure.
And speaking of animes, we talked about Bleach. We didn't get too much into Bleach. You got a new season. You got 2 new seasons.
2 more seasons come. So 2 seasons done, and then that I know of, 2 seasons more to come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when the resurgence of Bleach happened, how excited was you about that?
It was dope. As I like Bleach, I like a lot of the actors. Johnny Youngbosh is dope, and then I got to be a part of it. And the dope thing about it is they've taken the style of the old animation and utilized the new technology, but they kept it gully, and it's like even more bloody. It's like even it's just like even more crazy. Yeah, it's great to be a part of that.
I do remember we spoke about it a little bit before, and I want to, kind of incorporate that because you have been in the game for so long as far as anime. I think we asked you last time, but like you have a project coming out.
Oh yeah, I have a anime I'm working on called Go-Go Mode, and it's sort of like Harry Potter meets Naruto, but with the aesthetics of hip hop. It's got all the rules of a regular shonen anime, but everybody's got shell-toe tabby on, and they got if they have a headband, it's like hip-hopped out, and they wear hats and shades, and they got dreads, and the lead character is African-American. He's got purple dreadlocks, and each village has like their own color. Like it's all different colored people, but their hair color. So one village is green hair, one village is purple hair, one village is blue hair. Yeah.
Oh, that's fire. When can we expect that? Is it gonna come in like a short film project?
I'm working that all out now. I got all the story and the characters written. It's just what medium it's gonna come out in first. It may be a short cartoon, it may be a manga, or it may just be a straight to TV cartoon, sort of like Avatar: The Last Airbender was. But hopefully within the next 6 months, I'll let y'all know. But it's called Go-Go Mode.
Go-Go Mode.
That's
Looking
fire, man.
that.
I hope we can get you back on the show for more details on that.
All good. Yeah, I'd love to show you some of the stuff, but it's all top secret.
Yeah, right now it's cool. It's cool. Is there anything else you can tell us as far as upcoming projects you have, or any upcoming conventions?
Man, I don't know.
Like that?
I'm gonna be at a place called Chalice on the 6th in it's near LA. It's like an hour outside of LA. And then I got a bunch of them, man. I'm gonna be in Atlanta. I just don't know all the names of them.
I respect it, man, because y'all be booked and ready to go.
Check out my Instagram, Catero TV, Catero T and V, or go to Catero Colbert, Colbert, Facebook, and this stuff should be up on there.
And also for everybody watching right now, we'll have all those links in the description below. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show. If you're watching us live or on VOD, man, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Voice of the Heroes for more content. Also, Mr. Colbert, let them know where else they can find you at if they need to look for you.
That's it. This Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
Definitely. Appreciate y'all, heroes. Stay tuned for more. We're out of here. Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Fool, you fool.
Pretty Cali, pretty Cali.